Talk about a busy week for Apple. The tech company is set to roll out new products at an event in Brooklyn tomorrow. And then on Thursday, it's going to be reporting fourth quarter earnings. Analysts are expecting strong numbers on the top and bottom line from Apple. For more on what we should expect from both events, we got Russell Holley. He's senior editor of Mobile Nations. He joins us now. So what are you expecting?
I think the big thing we're going to get here is a pair of iPads, a big iPad and a small iPad, and both of them are going to have the big home button that we usually see on iPads removed from the bottom. And very much like the new iPhones that were just released, sensors up top that'll do some of the facial recognition stuff and possibly some integration with a new Apple Pencil.
Ah, that sounds great. No, I'm really excited for it because let me tell you, I got one of these new Apple iPhones I like it because the facial recognition technology is awesome. I no longer have to keep hitting that home button. It's wonderful. And every time now I go to use my iPad, I get a little bit confused because I got to go all the way back to typing in a passcode and pressing the home button. So, Russell, if they can make that little tiny improvement, that's worth something. I don't know, however, sir, if it's enough to actually get me or others to go out and buy another iPad. So is there anything else that they can do or add to soup this thing up even more?
I think a big thing that we're going to see here is a focus on services that has a lot to do with the way that the invitations were sent out, very artistic, the way that the invitations were sent out this year, and then the location in Brooklyn. I think there's going to be a big focus on services. So we're probably not going to see a whole lot in the way of different hardware. What do you mean by that, Russell, when you say services? So a big part of how the Apple Pencil is going to interact with the iPad, a big art focus, a big music creation focus. This is a big thing that Apple has done with its iPads for the last couple of years, is focus not on being a consumption device, but being on a creating device. And I think Apple's going to kind of double down on that with this. So I don't know that we're going to hear a whole lot in the way of radical new hardware aside from those big changes to the front. But the focus is instead going to be on how this new hardware is going to enable creators to do more from replacing the laptop, so they've got this kind of whole iPad experience. And by releasing the two different sizes, we're going to see people who liked the original iPad mini have a reason to upgrade without leaning towards kind of the giant iPhone that got released earlier this month.
Jonas Ferris here. That all sounds look. There's people like me who can't wait to see what kind of chip they're going to put in my MacBook, and I might go out and buy one. But that's not trillion-dollar market cap stuff. Like, is the phone becoming this laptop where it's like, yeah, they can stick in a new chipset every few years, but people are actually now they're owning the phones longer? Is that a mature product that's almost done to the point where they need a new game to keep this stock at this level of valuation? And is services really it? Can they do it without privacy abuse like Facebook and everybody else does? What do they do?
I would argue that Apple is actually one of the only big companies that hasn't had a big privacy issue recently, and that's been a big part of the company's focus.
Because the phone was so lucrative, but if the phone's not going to keep being a sales growth leader, what do they do? That's my question.
It's a really interesting way to look at everyone having a phone, and I think that Apple's approach here has been to kind of raise the bar a little bit. So you have people who want phones to be kind of their only everyday computer, and we see that with the iPhone XS Max, where it's now the size of a tiny tablet that you can bring with you and really use as your only computer. So I think that that's Apple's strategy, is to have this kind of multi-tier approach where they have iPhones for people who want a phone and a computer, but then these much larger iPhones for people who are interested in having that single computer experience.
Russell, as you look at this, I was at the September launch for the new iPhones, which was fascinating because the people in the line didn't talk to me about the iPhones. They talked to me about the Apple Watch. Tell me, what do you see going forward? What is really going to captivate people? What is the new thing that is going to get some excitement for this company?
Really, the biggest thing for Apple, for its entire ecosystem of products, has been the way that everything integrates with one another. And that is the big thing that makes the Apple Watch so popular, is that there is no other connected wearable thing that does fitness tracking, that does notification sending, that does receiving phone calls on the watch. There is no competitor for it, and that's been a big part of Apple's play here, is having all of its products integrate with one another in such a unique way that it just creates this bonded ecosystem that doesn't get matched.
Russell, are you an Apple fanboy? Because I don't know, Samsung.
I'm actually not. I respect Apple for the approach that they have, but my pocket here actually has Google's Pixel 3. I'm actually not running an iPhone.
I just want to chime in and go back to David, what you chatted about at the beginning, which is earnings. We have earnings coming up. The market's obviously taken a bit of a dump over the last week. The question I would have is, what are they going to say about their relationship with China? With China having a bit of a slowdown over the last month as well, and I bet
as little as possible.
All eyes will be on that.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to hear a whole lot about that at all. I think that the approach here that Apple is going to take is the success of its current launches and not necessarily specific regions.
And you mentioned the fact that they don't have privacy issues, and then you have Tim Cook going out and lecturing all those other tech companies that are having privacy issues. Was that a fair cut?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the way that Tim Cook approached the entire Facebook, disaster at the time was absolutely necessary. This is. The other companies, we're in this weird ecosystem where, Facebook doesn't exist in as popular a way as it does without an iPhone or an Android phone to run it on. So, being a part of that ecosystem, I think other tech companies should hold each other responsible.
All right, you got 5 seconds, Russell. Are Apple's earnings going to be enough to turn the tech around, the whole NASDAQ, quickly?
I think it's going to be a very positive increase. I don't know what effect it's going to have on everything else.
All right. Thank you very much. Russell Holley, Mobile Nations, great to have you here. Thanks for the preview of what we might see this week. Appreciate it.